Your thoughts on that performance, Philip?
The football that I want to see and what we spoke about the last week and the last months, that it's about timing, the right runs, the right passes to get these connections on the pitch, to gel together with a lot of new players. If you see how many new players were on the pitch today also. So that the players get the reward also what they've been doing in the trainings and in the games. I don't think in the last 2 league games they were rewarded in that way because we had also good chances. But today you finish it off, not all the time because it could have been more, and like this you see the potential and the way this team can play and open up teams who want to make a low block and man marking all over the pitch. I think they give a good example how we can be lethal in that way.
You called for more goals at the weekend and you got them tonight. How pleased are you with that?
Yeah, that's what I want. And what we spoke about, we want to entertain our fans. But it's not only the goals, it's also the clean sheet. That's also an important one for me from today. Because it was not only with the ball and creating the chances and scoring the goals, but also not giving anything and not giving belief to the opponent. That's also a crucial part that needs to stay in the team. But I'm for sure happy for the players today that they get a reward for all the hard work they've been doing last couple of months in a good team spirit, and that people from outside can start to see now the potential that can be in this team, the more they play together, but also how hard they have been working to get these connections also together and to get 6 really nice goals.
It's important to maintain this level now, because when you did that to Ross County, you sort of fell back after that.
Yeah, but I think it was a different kind of game against Ross County. I think this was better level. The other thing is we have a lot of games in the weeks to come, so it's important with all squad also that they understand what to do. At that moment of the season, we didn't have the depth in the squad also with the amount of games. So it's important to have players fit, to have players back. Danny played a brilliant game today, but he was almost the last 12 months not available for the squad. So those are major things. Hamza is just coming out of a different league. He's adapting really good. And there are a lot of examples, the way Jefte is now playing. There are a lot of players only 2-3 months or 4 months here. It's normal that it was not top yet, but I want to see more of these games. That's what I'm going to push on, like I've been pushing the last weeks and the months, also to get it better and better and better in every detail. And we're going to continue in that way.
You must have been very pleased, Philippe. You spoke pre-match about Kilmarnock, the way they man mark, and that front four, pardon me, it must maybe the most fluid we've seen it this season, and Egeman and Danilo seem to work really well together.
Yes, because it's crucial to have a lot of movement to come free. It's difficult to play against that kind of system and to create your spaces, for sure, with only one training like we had. But the players start to understand things more. We show a lot of video. It's almost everyday video last couple of months with them. But they're all in the story. They're all in the story to make it better in every detail. And if it's about runs, is it about the quality of the crosses? Is it about the finishing? Is it about the defensive work? They're all really focused, and we need to keep it that way, because then it can only grow and become better if they stay humble and if they keep on working that they've been doing. So in that way, I'm really happy that they get the reward now for all the work they've been doing. But now it's not a place to be in satisfaction and to say, we got the reward now. Because in 3 days, it's the next game. And that culture, I'm pushing on really hard with all dressing room. This is what Rangers is about. I want to see players who have desire to become better every day, every game. And then it can be a really good season.
Philippe, the team selection tonight seemed to set the tone. It was a very attacking side that you put out. Is it now that you're feeling comfortable to do that with the range of attackers you had? You were able to bring Cyril off the bench, Nedum Bajrami off the bench. It did seem tonight like the team right from the start was on the front foot.
Yes, but how many times in this 1 year did I have 2 strikers available in the squad. That's the reality of the story also. So it's major, it's important to keep everybody fit. And you say now the right choices, but I'm sure if we didn't win with 6-0, that maybe you would have said, why is Conor Barron not starting today? It's like that. It's like that. But all these players are pushing, they're working hard. I cannot say anything about that. We need to keep it that way. And then they all will have their moments to shine. They all will have their moments also to sit on the bench and to be ready for the next game, because it's such a ultra marathon this season that we need this rotation and smart rotation in the squad. And that's what we're going to do the next weeks and the next months. So I'm sure maybe you're going to be the first one if we don't win the game to say, why is that one not playing? But that's easy after the games with insight. So that's the difficult about this job.
Yeah. Would you think about adding to the front line in the January window then to give you that opportunity? Because as you say, one injury has meant you've not had that opportunity to play 2 up front.
We're going to have big discussions about what we're going to need in January. And of course, what the budget will be, because everything stands or falls with the budget. And we felt that in the summer transfer window also in that way, that we wanted more things that we could do. That was the reality. So we will see what the budget is now. And my job is to get the best out of the squad available, to get the best out of everybody in that way, but also to push to make it better. But we will see how these talks will go the next week.
Philippe, you've talked about showing Hamza some patience, allowing him to adjust to the new country, but what you're seeing right now, how excited are you about what he's got to offer us?
Yeah, I spoke with a lot of people before bringing him in Morocco, and I'm lucky that a few people were working there that I knew from before. So they said, it's a rough diamond. We don't know if he's going to be ready from the start, maybe in 1 year. He's going to be ready to play. That was the thing they said. But we saw the potential and we went for it, because that's also what the club needs to do now. We spoke about that before the season. We come out of a period where the club, the last couple of years, didn't have any assets to sell. Because of that, it's difficult to make transfers. So we need to make players better, who can go to a higher level. We will see with him. It's about hunger, desire in that way. So I cannot say about anybody in the squad, if they can go to the next level, it's going to be about them, if they keep this hunger and desire, but they're going to be really, really tough on that. And maybe sometimes you need to put somebody also on the bench to create this hunger and desire again. What happened with some players the last couple of weeks. That's part of football, and that's my job to do. But he's doing really good things. I don't know if you saw the interview with his translator, who helped us really good in the beginning, because even his French was minor. So now I can speak in French with him, that he understands things better. Nico Raskin is also helping in the meetings to translate that. So it's a totally different world for the young boy. But he's taking the steps really well. Why? Because he has hunger and desire to become better every day. He is an example, but I spoke about that. John Suter is also an example in that way. So we have different characters, different players in that way in the dressing room, and I can speak about more players like that. The more we have like that, the better we will become. And it's with all staff to work hard with them to make them better.
Philippe, you talked earlier about insight. I think a lot of eyebrows were maybe raised before the game when you see Yanis Hadji, and naturally at number 10 playing out on the left hand side, but again that question's answered when he creates 2 goals. Is that kind of flexibility is what you're looking for from your forward players?
Yes, also according to games. You cannot play in this way in every game. It's not possible, but we knew really well how Derek would play against us. So we wanted to create spaces for ourselves in that way. The first goal is a good example. If Yanis can give that assist, but it's your right fullback who's scoring that goal behind the defense of the opponent, like it was also against St. Johnstone. So, or it was an own goal, but he was in that position. So it's about getting the players in the right positions and have a lot of variation in that way that it becomes difficult for opponents. Yannis is interesting player because he can play the 3 positions, he can play on the right. He played a lot on the right with national team also. He can play at 10 and he can play on the left. And he can give crosses with both feet. So I'm really happy that he's now in my selection. That was something that was not, in my force that moment to have him in the selection or not, because of the situation, what I talked about already before.